So I'm out doing a walk in preparation of my Portuguese Camino. And I decided to get off the paved path here in the Weaselhead because there's no bikes and it's quieter. So it actually allows you to be a little bit more reflective. So what I thought I would do was just talk a bit about my first Camino, because as it was my journey with my grief. And the most common asked question people ask me is, why would you want to go over there and walk 500 miles? That's what I said. A friend of mine had sent me an email on pilgrimage, and at the time, I quite literally rolled my eyes and thought, why would I want to go overseas and walk 500 miles when I live right here? And at that time, I had been doing a fair amount of walking for a good year, and it was just my way of finding some quiet time, do something for myself. And I also did it at lunch times. So the dogs and I quite often would do longer walks, but they could only do a certain amount of walks. So what I'm going to do is post a few pictures here and there of my first Camino with these videos, and just talk a bit about why I did it. Now, when she sent that email, it was the last thing I wanted to see, because I was just still dealing with going back and forth to the hospital. We hadn't quite gone to hospice yet. But about 6 weeks after his passing, you go to work, pick up the dogs, come home, do what you have to do with the pets and whatnot, and dinner, and then bedtime comes and it's quiet time, and that's when it all hits you. And I just happened to see a Facebook post about these pilgrimages, and I thought, I wonder if that's the email that my friend had sent me. And sure enough, so I started looking at it, and then I found that the more and more I looked at it, the more and more it was calling me. And that's what the Camino does for you. So it's not a journey for everybody. It's a calling. There's nothing that I would have done in my lifetime at any point that would have said, you're going to walk a Camino, or was I ever interested in walking a Camino. Didn't even know what a Camino was. So that's that part. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to enjoy where I am and pause.
We landed in Lourdes for a few days. I never really appreciated the significance of Lourdes until after my Camino. What I can say is the faith of the people traveling to Lourdes in hopes for a miracle to heal them was amazing to see. We started our walk in St. John Pied de Port. We took 2 days to climb the Pyrenees, and on day 1, we climbed approximately 1,000 meters and a total distance of 13 kilometers. The weather was amazing, and there are no words to describe my feelings of accomplishment for getting there. It was not an easy task. With each agonizing step, we were met with the beauty of the Pyrenees.
To walk through. So hopefully they're just more interested in eating the grass off the side, and we will continue through with no issues.
I loved walking along and hearing the bells from the livestock. Tomorrow we will finish the climb and head to Roncesvalles. Day 2 of our walk was so different. We went from a beautiful hot sunny day to rain, sleet, and fog. Even in the rain and the driving winds, I found this day to be easier than yesterday in the heat. The fog has a way to present its own beauty. Tomorrow we will stop for a photo op on our way out of town for what has to be one of the most photographed signs on the Camino. Following the signs that often led us into the forest but greeted us with memorable views, village after village. The walk was very relaxing and peaceful. The old buildings, strolling along and seeing backyard farms.
You're looking for handouts. Are you videotaping? Yeah.
Was I asking myself, why am I doing this? You bet, especially when I had a tough climb or even difficult descent. Our descent over miles of rocks into Zeburi led my friend and I to exhaustion, and we collapsed in the lounge waiting for the others to arrive. We tried to convince the other, if they got up and got the drinks, you'll buy the first round. Seemed like a sweet deal, but often our beer and wine were only €1 apiece, so neither one was budging. At this stage, I was developing blisters on the outside of my heels on both feet. But the views you see along the way made me forget about them.